Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one of the question that was asked in today's weekly contest, that is divide array into arrays with maximum difference. In here the requirement is that you are given an array and you have to divide this array in such a way that it is a array of size 3, which is further storing values in such a way that all the values within these sub arrays do not have the difference more than 2 or more than k. So if you see, for this nums we were able to divide this nums into 3 subarrays, and all these subarrays, if you see carefully, none of the values difference is exceeding k. So that's the requirement. So in here what you could have realized is the best way to find out the difference between two characters, or the best way we can figure out the minimum difference, will be to sort it. Because once we sort a subarray, correct, once we sort a subarray, we know that okay, the difference between these two characters could be minimum in this case when all these things are sorted. Because if you consider 5 and 1, the difference will be 4. Why? Because these are not sorted. But if you compare this one with a value which is already in sorted order, you will see that yes, this is the best I can get in terms of a subarray, in terms of a subarray of size 3. So I know that okay, if it has to be divided, it has to be divided in such a way. But now I have to check whether these values internally are less than or equals to k or not. So for that we have written a small function. We have first sorted the array. We have created a solution array as well, where we know that we are dividing this nums array in 3 parts. So we will do n by 3, and each subpart will have 3 as their internal length of an array. Once this is done, what we are going to do, we are going to divide this array in 3 parts, and for each section what I'm going to say that if j is equal to 0, then there is nothing to compare your value with. Basically, if you are at 3, you have nothing to compare for. But if you have 4, you have 3 to compare to and see if the value is exceeding 2 or not. If you are at 5, you can compare it with 3 and see that if the value is exceeding k or not. The same thing will happen here. If it is 7, we do not have anything to compare right now. But if you are at 8, you have 7 to compare, and you can see that is the past value that we had. If the difference between me and the past value, is it exceeding 2? If it is, then return an empty array, else not. And then I'll move to 9 and I'll do the same thing. Is the difference between me and the first value that was encountered, are these two values, difference between these two values, less than k? If it is, then we will consider that particular subarray. Else, if at any point this falls, basically fails, then we will return an empty array. So the same thing we have done here. If it is equal to j equal to 0, that means this is the first value that we have encountered, and we will just push or put our value inside our solution array, and we will not do anything. In the next turn, what are we doing? We are checking this particular value with the first one, and same this particular value with this one. So this is what we are doing. We are calculating the difference. If the difference is less than k, then we are good to go. We will assign that value, and so on. But if at any point this particular condition fails, that no, the difference is exceeding k, then we will return an empty array. So this is the solution. It was not very tough. If you are comfortable dividing an array, how to divide it, how to how to figure out that what will be the internal size of an array, and how to work around with pointers, I think it is not that of a tough solution. Hope this helped. Thank you. And we talk about the time complexity. In the worst case, we are traversing over this nums array that is of length n. So we can say that this will be O of n every time, because this is jumping 3 blocks at a time, and those 3 blocks are covered within this for loop. So overall the time complexity is O of n, and there is plus the n log n time complexity that is taking to sort this array. So it will be n log n overall, I would say. And the space complexity, this is O of n space complexity that we are using, but this is something that we have to use to return our answer. So if we do not consider it as one of the space utilization, then also we should be good. But overall, we can say that the space complexity is of n and time complexity of is n log n. Okay, thank you.